Because of the following special program, House Calls and Lou Grant will not be presented this evening.
From Television City in Hollywood, Carol Burnett, Harvey Korman, Vicki Lawrence in Unice. Also starring Ken Berry and Betty White.
Thank you, Eunice. How was your day?
Well, I assumed you hadn't been run over by a truck since I talked to you on the telephone an hour ago. I mean, do I have to say, how are you, every time I come into the house?
I don't know how to explain common courtesy.
Oh, no, naturally. Here is my yellow dress in a million wrinkles, Mama.
Eunice, I had just turned off that iron when you called, and I've been on my feet ever since fixing your dinner.
My dinner? Philip's dinner, you mean? I'm not the big meatloaf fan around here.
What'd you do to your face?
Nothing.
Well, your eyebrows look funny.
Well, I just plucked a few out, that's all.
Well, I'm afraid you got carried away and overplucked.
Mama, this is the current shape.
Well, your skin's all red. Looks like you've been in a fire.
Will you just drop it?
Carl, 2 days ago you said you were going to put Philip's suitcases in the basement, and they are still here in my way. Carl!
I am in the bathroom.
When did you go in there?
I don't know. I don't punch a time clock every time I go into the bathroom.
Well, I'm just falling all over these things, and my oven's on the blink again.
Thelma, this is not the time to give me another bulletin about the oven. Just leave me alone for a few minutes.
Well, either come out here and fix it or get me a new one. What do you think you're doing? Give me that. No sense in ruining a brand new dress, even if it is a little gaudy for most people's taste. I don't know what all this fussing and fuming's about anyway. You're only going to another movie with that Ed Higgins, ain't you?
Mama, you don't always have to refer to him as that, Ed Higgins.
Eunice, the man's the bottom of the barrel.
Very well, since you object to Ed Higgins so violently, you'll be happy to know that I am seeing Duke Reeves tonight.
Do you mean to tell me that Duke Reeves has asked you out?
No, I don't mean to tell you that, Mama. It's just that he's going to be at a party tonight, and I'm going there, that's all.
Oh, Eunice, I thought you'd given up on that Duke Reeves pipe dream years ago.
Mama, I don't want to hear your opinion.
Eunice, he was the president of his class. He was the captain of the football team. He was valedictorian. And Miss Ballin tells me that every time he snaps his fingers, the girls come running.
So what could he possibly see in a lowly toad like me? Is that what you're saying?
So you're crashing a party, huh?
I am not crashing. Mary Beth Pickens came into the store today, and she said, guess what? I'm going to a party, and Duke Reeves is going to be there, so why don't you come along with me and my date? So what is the big crime, Mama?
You gonna wear that purple nail polish to the party?
No, Mama, I'm just putting it on for the ducks of it.
Mama! 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 Listen, I got a chance to get a ride to New York. Today, right away.
New York?
Yeah.
Philip, don't pull anything funny with me today, please. My nerves can't handle it.
Mama?
Well, here you are. You ought to be the belle of the ball in that thing.
You know the trouble with you. You're just afraid that if I do go, I might have some fun. And you just can't stand that thought, can you?
What the hell are you doing?
Mama, you know how I always said I wanted to go to New York someday? Well, I'm leaving a little sooner than I figured, that's all. In fact, I have to leave right away.
What do you mean you have to?
Oh, it just fell into my lap. Plop. I mean, it's weird. I just met Bud French at the drugstore.
See that loud kid with the big yellow eyeballs?
Yeah, no. This is Bud French. I know him from college. And he's driving his uncle's car to New York this afternoon. His uncle was here visiting, and he had to fly back because his wife broke her leg. So Bud's driving his car home for him, and I'm going along. It's a free trip. His uncle's buying the gas, and I can't pass it up. You understand?
No, I don't.
Well, his uncle's got a big house in Queens, and Bud says there's plenty of room for me.
You don't just take off for New York every time some goofball says, hop in, we're going to New York.
It's not a goofball, Mama.
New York is full of creeps and perverts.
All right. I will try to avoid them, Mama. Why do you make everything sound so...
You only just got home from college 2 days ago, Phillip. You haven't even seen your sister Ellen yet. Besides, I just baked you a nice peach pie.
No, Mama. Look, I know it's sudden, and I'm sorry it upset you, but I probably would have gone
sooner. You were going to look around for a job here in town, baby.
Well, I can always do that if I don't find a job there.
A job? Now you're getting a job in New York?
Well, it's not so impossible, is it? I took journalism in college, didn't I? I wrote on the school paper.
Oh, well, fine. So you're just going to march right into the New York Times, and you're going to say, hi, I'd like a job as a reporter. And they'll say, great, we're glad you showed up. You're that kid from that little dinky college. Here's your desk.
I know it sounds crazy, but there's lots of little papers there. I might find something.
Mama, you call this press?
Unice, have you lost your mind? Worrying about that godforsaken dress when your brother's about to run out of here to New York and throw his life away right in front of your eyes.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Mama, calm down. Don't be so dramatic. Phil'll be back in no time at all with his tail between his legs.
Oh, that's right, Mama. Look on the bright side, like Eunice.
Your Aunt Ina and your Uncle Vern are going to be heartbroken that they haven't seen you.
Oh, Mama, come on. I haven't seen them in years.
Well, that's for sure. I'm always the patsy gets stuck with Aunt Ina and Uncle Vern every damn time.
He's always running off half-cocked, just like your daddy. He never did plan ahead neither, and look where we are today.
Mama, why do you always assume I'm crazy? I have been planning on writing for a living ever since I can remember, and there's nothing half-cocked about it.
Carl, call your brother Vern on the phone and see if that writer he knows can't help Phillip get a job writing here in town.
Can you just wait till I get out of here?
No! You have to get out of here right now. Your son has just announced that he's leaving the house forever. He's going to New York to sponge off some people he don't even know, and one of them has a broken leg. Carl, do you hear me?
Yes, damn it, the whole neighborhood can hear you.
Oh, Lord, there's Ed, and I'm not ready.
Carl! Mama!
Will you get a grip on yourself? Ed's here.
How dare you tell me how to behave in front of that goon? Well,
Howdy-ho, Eunice.
Ma, you're right on time.
Thank you. Evening, Mrs. Harper.
hello, Ed. I hope this isn't a real dressy affair, because if it is, Ed will probably want to go home and change into a decent jacket and a tie.
Don't you worry about it, Mama. Come on, Ed. Come on. My. Don't you look nice?
So do you, Uni.
This old thing.
You look good in that old thing. Well, look, let's go. I don't like to miss the first scene of a John Wayne movie.
Oh, Ed, wait just a second. Sit down here. I want to talk to you for a minute.
All right.
Guess what, Ed?
What?
You and me, we've been invited to a party tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. Won't that be fun?
Well, guess so. Who's giving it?
Well, just some friends of mine, Ed, that's all.
Will I know anybody there?
Well, no, I don't suppose you will, but that sort of makes it an adventure, don't it?
I guess so. What kind of a party is it?
Well, Ed, it's just a party, you know, people and lots of talking and laughing and just having fun.
Yeah, but Eunice, aren't I fun all by myself?
Of course you are, Ed.
Well, why do we have to go to that silly old party and go through all that phony baloney jabber when you and I could be by ourselves and talk about our life's plans and all that?
Yeah, well, Ed, we've been by ourselves a lot lately, and I think we pretty much discussed all of our life's plans.
I'm going to own a chain of hardware stores.
and finance musicals for you to star in.
Oh, it'd be wonderful.
And we have stores all over the country, Eunice. Houston, St. Louis, Chicago.
Oh, I know, Ed, I know. You know, you got this whole aura of success about you. I can see it now. King of hardware.
And you're going to be the next Betty Grable. Oh, yes, you are. You're so talented. Oh, Eunice. Dance for me.
Here?
Yeah, come on, nobody's looking.
Oh, Ed, I can't do it.
Come on, please, Eunice. Just a little bit. Come on, dance for me.
Oh.
Show me those legs.
Cuddle up a little. Love be mine. Love be my little singing. Let's go to the party.
Oh, Eunice, I won't be alone with you.
We're alone an awful lot. Don't you think it's time we mingled with other people?
Well, okay, when we're through mingling a little bit, can we leave the party early so we can have a little time to ourselves?
What do you mean, Ed?
Well, I thought maybe you'd like to come over to my place for a while. I've got a new phonograph needle.
I see. Is that a requirement for the evening?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
I mean, are you telling me that you won't go to the party with me unless you are alone with me afterwards?
Is that what I was saying? Boy, are you touchy.
Just what is our relationship all about anyway, Ed Higgins? Is there any kind of a spiritual basis to it or not?
Well, sure there is, except we had one kind of an evening planned out, now suddenly there's this big switch.
All right, then. All right. If you'd rather go to a dumb old movie than go to a great party, then so be it. Let's go to the dumb old movie.
All right, let's go to the damn party then.
No. Just forget it. I'm sorry I asked you in the first place.
What are you getting on your darn high horse about?
Well, it's perfectly obvious that I am all right to be alone with, but not fit to be seen out in public with.
Philip, none of this makes any sense to me at all. I can't believe you. Have you given any thought at all about what this is going to do to your father?
Yes, Mama, but I think there's a good chance if you don't tell him, he won't notice.
You're beginning to sound like those stuck-up, fluffy-headed blondes. Do this, do that, take me here, take me there. But don't you dare touch me, you creep.
Hi, I'm Phil Harper. Oh, Ed Higgins. Oh, glad to meet you. Heard a lot about you, Ed.
I heard a lot about you, too. You just graduated from college, huh?
That's right.
Never had time for it myself. Had to work.
Well, Philip worked and went to college.
Yes, ma'am. I'm very happy to say I'll never be seeing you again, Eunice.
What a shame.
Well, that suits me right down to the ground. And I'll tell you something else. It's the last time I'm ever going to go out with a two-bit hardware clerk just because I feel sorry for him. And besides, your mind is in the gutter.
Oh, I'm sure the neighbors are enjoying this.
What happened?
Nothing, Phil. It's nothing that concerns you. I just got rid of a weight that's been dragging me down all these years, that's all. Just means that tonight I can go to Duke Reeves with a clear conscience.
Oh, well, this is it.
We didn't even get one chance to play Parcheesi since you've been back.
Carl, get out here.
Yeah. I'll be right there, Bud.
Phil, I'm going to be coming to New York pretty soon one of these days myself.
What? You really planning on going to New York, Eunice?
Well, Phil, of course I am. You know that, either New York or Hollywood.
Carl, the writer is leaving.
Only I'm going to go the right way, Phil. I'm not going to run off in all directions like you. No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to audition for a part at the Pepper Pot Playhouse, and then I'm going to put all my reviews in a scrapbook, and then I'm going to go to New York as a professional.
Carl, you better get out here. The whole damn family's moving out.
Maybe I'll write a play for you, Eunice.
Well, Phil.
Mama, I really gotta go.
Oh, my God. Hurry up.
In a minute, damn it!
Go in there and say goodbye to your daddy.
Go. I'll just say goodbye from out here.
Carl, what is the matter with you? You get out here and do something about this. Your son is headed straight for his ruination.
Oh, Lord, isn't there anywhere in this house where a man can get a little peace? Now get out of here and leave me alone!
I'm coming, Bud. I'm coming. So long, Dad.
You're making a mistake, son.
So long, Mama. Don't worry. I'll be fine. So long, Eunice.
Bye, Phil.
I'll call from New York.
I'll never forgive you for
too. It's all I've ever gotten from my children. It's all I can ever expect.
I do plenty for you, Mama. Daddy? Daddy, can you run me over to Mary Beth?
What's the matter with taking the bus?
I can't take the bus in this dress. It's practically a formal.
Will you leave your daddy out of this? He's gonna help you crash some party wearing that god-awful yellow dress with purple nail polish and a face like a burnt goblin.
Well, all right. This burnt goblin in her yellow dress and her purple polish will take the bus, and she will transfer at 12th and Main right in the middle of the Wino district. I might cheer them all up.
Leave me alone!
If you don't get out here, I'm gonna call the fire department.
Yeah, Mama! Mama, it's us! Doesn't the place look pretty, all spick and span? My goodness, Mama. Oh, Phillip hadn't arrived yet?
Well, no, not yet. Aren't you a little bit early?
Is there anything I can do, Mama?
No, I think I've done everything. You didn't have to bring a casserole, Eunice.
Well, I just threw together a little macaroni and cheese. I know Phillip likes that.
Well, I've got lasagna in the oven.
Well, then we can have this tomorrow.
Well, don't put that in there just now, Eunice. I got everything just the way I want it.
I can make room, Mama.
Oh, Lord, this cake's nearly burnt up. Ed, would you please check the thermostat on this oven? It's been haywire ever since you put in that new gauge. I think you palmed off a dud on me.
I'm not in the habit of palming off defective merchandise, and installing things is part of my job. I usually get paid for it.
Well, I appreciate your help, Ed. I really do, but I wouldn't let you put the gauge in if you hadn't sworn up and down that you knew what you were doing. I said to myself, well, at least he can probably do that. Eunice, please don't put that in there right now.
Well,
I'd find room, Mama.
I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, this gauge was working perfectly fine when I tested it, but maybe something else went on the fritz. It's an old stove.
Well, I should have just gone out and bought myself a new one. It would have saved a lot of money in the long run, but you swore up and down all I needed was a gauge.
That's all it needed then.
Well, if I'd have known I was going to be up against all this grease, I'd just had a professional fix it in the first place. Eunice, I told you not to do that.
I found room.
Put the damn macaroni on the sink.
And take this to the car.
Expect me to drive this macaroni home now?
I'm home.
Mama, it's Phil. It's Phil, Mama. It's Phil. It's home. Phil's home. Phil's home.
Oh, my Lord. Phil, my angel. Oh, darling. Oh,
wonderful.
Oh, Unice.
Famous baby brother home at last.
Hello, Ed. How are you?
Still kicking around. Long time no see, Phil.
You sit right down here on the couch next to me, and I want you to tell me everything. All about your exciting career in New York and your adventures and everything. Come on. Now, talk.
Well, life in New York is really not all that exciting, Eunice. As a matter of fact,
Oh,
on a
you know,
day-to-day
you are not
basis-
going to get out of town without at least one Parcheesi game.
Parcheesi. My gosh, I haven't played that since we used
And then
to sit
this
out.
afternoon, I want you to come with me and Ed when we pick up the boys at school. Oh, fill up. You haven't even seen little Billy.
Well, now, Eunice, stop managing the boy's life for him.
I'm not managing his life,
Or
Mama.
so. Anybody want coffee?
No, not for me, Mama. Caffeine doesn't seem to agree with me.
Well, God, what next? Well, I hope you haven't gone and gotten any other crazy ideas in your head since you were here last.
Oh, well, I don't think so, but I did kind of get off coffee.
Well, how about some lemonade? Anything the matter with that I don't know about?
No, Mama, lemonade would be fine.
Think I'll break down and have a beer. Lemonade makes my lips pucker.
You know something, Phil? You look a little pasty, you know? I thought maybe that picture on the back of your last book, you know, that murder mystery thing you wrote was just kind of unflattering, but now that I see you in person, I realize it's really you.
No, my last book wasn't a murder mystery, Eunice. As a matter of fact, it was a novel about a period...
My point is, honey, I am concerned about you. Don't you get outdoors at all?
Well, sometimes I have to go to the store.
Yes, we ought to make sure the little Billy gets out more.
I know, I am doing my best with that boy.
Kid's got no gumption. Now, Bubba's a holy terror, but
And please, let's not drag Phil into a discussion about our kids. I was merely trying to tell him he ought to get a new picture for his book.
Oh, well, anyway, it wasn't really a murder mystery. As a matter of fact, it had to do with a period in history.
Well, whatever it was, Phil, I have to admit, honey, I couldn't get all the way through it.
It was a historical novel. There was a murder in it, but there never was any mystery as to who did it.
Yep.
You know, Philip, now that you bring it up, why on earth did you pick such a dry subject to write about?
I thought it was fascinating.
Mind you, I hope it goes over, but I tell you what, Miss Baldwin couldn't make head nor tail of that thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. But, you know, it has made the bestseller list.
That one? Philip, that's wonderful. Mama, did you hear that? Phil made the bestseller list.
Yes, Eunice, I heard. I'm sitting right here, and I'm not deaf.
As a matter of fact, you know, we sold over
You're
a million
gonna
copies.
stick with this writing thing, then, huh?
I guess so.
You know, of course, there's no guarantee that people are going to keep buying your books, is there? I mean, you know, the public is fickle.
That's true.
The hardware is steady. Something you ought to think about getting in on someday. People are always going to need nuts and bolts.
You know, I've been thinking about doing a little writing myself, Phil.
Oh, that's wonderful, Eunice.
And I got this one story all worked out in my mind. I call it my Fluffy story.
Fluffy. Your rabbit?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Phil, wouldn't he be perfect as a little hero of a story? You know, something about all his adventures that he went through after he was stolen from me. Only in my book, he'd find his way back.
He wasn't stolen, Eunice. You left the cage open and he ran away.
I never left that rabbit alone without locking up his cage.
Oh, well, fine, Eunice. You have it your way. But you were very careless with that rabbit.
Wasn't he adorable, Phil, with his little ears, one going this way and one going that way?
Yeah, I remember him. He was black and white, wasn't he?
He was my best friend in the whole wide world. I used to hold him, and I'd pet him, and I'd tell him all of my troubles. And then I'd put him in my little wagon, and I'd take a
Let's
ride.
not get all worked up over Fluffy again after all that. We went through months of crying at the time.
We went through it. I'm the one who went through it. You don't have any idea what it was like to come home and find that cage empty.
I think you should write the story, Eunice. You know, I find that if you really feel strongly about something, it usually makes a good story.
That's what I think, too, Phil.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, the very first story...
All right, whoever's hungry, we better eat now.
All right, let's chow down. Don't have another beer. Anybody want beer?
I'll have a beer.
Well, now, wait a minute. You can't drink beer without telling. I got us a bottle of muscatel.
Yeah, so our head goes, go ahead, I said. Go on, do it. So by the time we got rid of the loading platform, we had twice as much room in the store, which is what I said all along.
Oh, that's great, Ed.
Yeah.
Phil, why don't you and me take a drive downtown? I want to show you our new shopping mall. It is the last word.
Well, now, I'm sure he has things of his own to do, right, Philip?
Oh, no, not much. I just thought I'd spend an evening with Jerry Dalton and then maybe...
I was kind of hoping that we could swing by the cemetery before you left.
Oh, sure, Mama.
That'll be festive.
So, how are the boys doing in school, Eunice?
The boys? Well, it's kind of hard to tell, Phil. You know, they're kind of funny. There's that restless age, you know.
At least Bubba's all boy. Other one's turned into a real sissy. Sits around all day long scribbling on little notes of paper. Probably got another writer on her hands.
Philip, couldn't you stay for more than just a few days?
No, Mama, I really have to get back. And you'll never guess why. Guess who I've got an appointment with, Mama?
Who's that, Philip?
A movie producer.
That's nice.
A movie producer. He wants to option one of my books for a movie.
A movie, Phil? That's new.
Yeah, it just came out of the blue. I was sitting having dinner one night, and the phone rang, and I thought, now, who in the
movie
world...
producer fella, does he know what he's doing? He's not just some fly-by-night, is he?
Oh, no, Mama, he's very responsible.
Well, I'll tell you, Philip, don't let him make one of them things where everybody keeps taking their clothes off.
All I ask is don't let them put one of them English actors in it. I can never understand a word they're saying.
You know, Phil, casting the right actor in the right part is everything. I found that out when I saw Mary Queen of Scots over at the Pepper Pot Playhouse. I tell you, it was a joke. They're nothing but a bunch of rank amateurs over there. I wouldn't be in one of their productions if they begged me on their hands and knees. Well, I guess that's what's happening to little Phil.
You've already read it.
If you think I'm incompetent, why don't you go hire yourself a fancy profession?
Come on,
You
let's
pay
go out
fancy
in the
professional
porch. There
players.
won't be
I
this
just
all
want
night.
something to cook on. That's all.
I've got better things to do with my time off. Come over here and fix things for you all the time.
Lord, couldn't hear myself think. Sit down, Phil. Phil, New York is the place where they appreciate real talent. Now, don't you agree?
Well, I guess so.
Well, then don't you be surprised if you find me on your doorstep one of these days real soon.
Are you planning on moving to New York, Eunice?
Well, Phil, you of all people should know that New York is the place to go to get a career started.
Well, I guess, yeah. Well, New York or Los Angeles, they both have good acting schools.
School? School? Phil, you sound just like Mama. I don't need to go to no acting school. My goodness, what is acting anyhow? It's nothing but personality. Why, did you know that Burt Lancaster was discovered standing in an elevator not doing a damn thing?
I hadn't realized that.
Why, sure, it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. Don't you
Eunice,
think?
Philip is the only one in the family with any talent. Now, could we please swing by the cemetery and visit your father?
Now?
Well, it was just a thought, Eunice. Anything the matter with that thought?
No. It's just that Ed gave up a whole day's work, and I gave up an end-of-the-month sale at Penny's just so we can have a real nice visit here with Phillip. And I hardly think that the cemetery is the cheeriest place for it.
Well, fine, Eunice. You don't have to go. You go on to your sale. I'll tell your father that you went to an end-of-the-month sale instead of coming out to pay your respects to him. He won't be a bit surprised. Lord knows he doesn't expect to see you out there.
Me? The last person in the world he'd expect to see out there is Phillip, with all his talent. Hardly ever saw Daddy when he was alive. And when he died, Phil just breezed in and out of town for the funeral.
Oh, Lord, I should have my head examined for ever letting a dumb punk like you get your hands on that stove again. I might have known you'd wind up throwing it all over the room.
All over the room, huh? Would you like to see me throw it all over the house? Would you like to see me throw it all over the yard? Would you like to see me throw it all over town? Would you like to see a dumb cluck go crazy? Keep this up, you
Stop it! Stop it! You come over here and sit down.
She can look a gifted horse in the mouth once.
Dad, sit down.
Eunice, I got here for Daddy's funeral as soon as I could.
Well, I know you did, Phil. I know you did. And you were ushered right into the first funeral car, and I was shoved right back into the second one. Story of my life.
I thought it was a pretty nice car.
Oh, shut up, Ed.
For Pete's sake, Eunice, don't you think I had more important things on my mind that day than to worry about which car you were in?
I was burying your daddy. I had a load of guilt on my heart, which I carry to this day. We'd had an awful fight before he died. I said some terrible things to him. And all I could think was if I hadn't called him a loser and a failure and a short-sighted panty waist, Carl would be alive today. But he lost complete control of himself. He turned all red. He threw his beer can at me, stormed off into that bathroom, and he never come out.
Mama, you never told me Daddy died in the bathroom.
I didn't see any reason to go into all them unpleasant details. But that's the reason I like to go out to the cemetery every chance I get, Eunice, to beg his forgiveness.
Mama, I am sure he's forgiven you. We don't always have to keep going.
No, he hadn't, Eunice. Sometimes when I walk in that bathroom, I swear I can still see him sitting there.
Well, in that case, you don't have to go clear out to the cemetery to beg his forgiveness. You can just go right into the bathroom.
Eunice, I think the best thing to do would be to go to the cemetery.
Well, I don't even want to go now. All the joy's been taken out of it.
Where do you think you're going, Phillip?
Upstairs. I just want to relax a minute, and then I thought I'd give Jerry Dalton a call.
Well, don't you think you ought to check with your sister Ellen before you get tied up with that Jerry Dalton
I
fella?
don't plan on getting tied up, Mama. I just want to check on his free time.
Well, fine, but you'd think you'd want to check with Ellen first, and you're
Don't worry about it, Mama. We'll fit it all
Are
in.
you trying to tell me that Jerry Dalton comes first in your life before your
Yes,
family?
at this very minute, he does come first. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Well, that's the thanks I get. He just waltzes out of here and leaves me with my plans all up in the air. You'd think he'd have learned a little consideration by now.
Oh, he's certainly gotten high and mighty since he moved to New York.
If Phillip did it, I can do it. I am going to New York.
Oh, Lord, Eunice, wake up and smell the coffee.
I am sick of being suffocated by you and by you. As of now, I am doing an about-face in my life. When Phillip goes back to New York, I'm going with him.
Oh, yeah? What about the kids?
Well, I have thought maybe you and Mama might look after him for a while, but if you won't, then I'll take Bubba and Billy with me, and we can bunk in with Phillip. Phil, what airline you on? Because I'm going back to New York with you.
What you should have been is on time. We're supposed to be eating now, so I don't miss that jungle movie at 7 o'clock.
Oh, I know.
Well, I don't want to miss it.
Well, I don't want to miss it either. Did I get a phone call by any chance, Mama?
Well, not so far as I know.
Well, fine.
Of course, I might have forgotten.
I know, Mama, you've been real forgetful lately. I've been worried about that. Mama, now think real hard. Did I get a phone call?
And I don't know who you're expecting to call anyway. Whoever calls, except for that loudmouth Naomi.
Oh, Mama, lay off Naomi. Just 'cause she's cheerful, you call her loudmouth. Well, I think she's wonderful.
Is that who you've been with?
Well, we did a little shopping after we got off work, yeah.
Shop in hell.
All right. So we had one drink.
At the Pink Parrot, I suppose.
Oh, Mama, the Pink Parrot is a wonderful place. We just sit around there and we sing and we have such a good time. The piano player there told me I have this wonderful voice.
It is disgusting. Getting tanked up in that dump night after night with another middle-aged woman who couldn't hold on to her husband either.
The Pink Parrot, Mama, is not a dump. For your information, it is a very high-class place. Corporation presidents go in there.
Oh, is that who's going to call tonight, I suppose? A corporation president?
Well, it just so happens that I met this very nice gentleman in there, and he's a vice president of a corporation, and he said he was going to call me tonight. Can you stand it?
Some drunken bum you're expecting to take you out and ask you to marry him.
You are insufferable. Why would you assume that only a drunken bum would ask me out?
Speaking of bums, I didn't set a place for Billy. He won't be home tonight.
Where is he?
Well, I don't know. Somebody honked their horn and he went running out of here.
Mama, I grounded that boy for a whole month. Why didn't you stop him?
Well, what was I supposed to do? Tackle him and sit on him until you're finished boozing with that nitwit Naomi?
First Bubba and now Billy. Lord, I can't handle those boys alone.
Well, I told you if you married that Ed Higgins, you was going to have freaks for kids, and that's what you got.
Hello?
Oh, yes, he's at this number.
Ask who it is.
Well, I was just about to. Who is it? Bill Slocum? The Bill Slocum from the Raytown Star? Oh, well, I read your column every single day. Oh, yeah, I'm Philip's sister, Eunice Higgins. You know, Bill, I dabble in a little writing myself. Philip, telephone! Yeah, we're real proud of him. Anyway, though, Bill, you know, my first love is the stage. The piano player over at the Pink Parrot just this afternoon. Here he is. It's Bill Slocum from the Raytown Star.
Hello, Mr. Slocum. No, you're not interrupting anything. Just a long overdue visit to my family and some friends. Well, oh, you bet I was. I was thrilled about winning the Pulitzer. And completely surprised. Well, oh, you heard about that? That's what I plan to do, all right, and I don't mind telling you it's a little scary. Oh, thank you. No, I'd love to be interviewed. Yes, Sunday afternoon is clear. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. I'll just call you at the paper. Fine. Nice talking to you, Mr. Slocum. All right. Bye.
Bye, Bill.
Is there some problem with Sunday, Mama?
Well, Sunday was the day I'd halfway promised Aunt Ina that we'd drop over, and then I thought we'd all swing by the cemetery and visit Uncle Vern, but I guess we cancel all them plans. She can visit Uncle Vern's grave another day, provided she can get a ride.
No. I'll just move the interview. Heck.
Philip, what did you mean when you said that fellow on the phone that something was scary?
Oh, the fact that I'm writing a screenplay for the first time.
Didn't you write all them other movies?
No, Mama. They were adapted from my books, but other people wrote them.
Well, they turned out all right, didn't they?
Yes, most of them were very successful.
Well, then don't rock the boat, Philip. Leave the movie writing to the people that know what they're doing.
No, Mama. I gotta try this. I don't like the way my books get all distorted. You see, in my book, Danger Signal, I had this whole big build-up to this
another
surprise...
beer?
It looks like one.
Anyway, this way I have more say all around. Editing, casting.
Casting?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be in charge of casting?
Well, not in charge, but I can make recommendations.
No wonder the whole thing wasn't cast before you mentioned it.
Well, I thought I had mentioned it. I thought I said something last night.
Oh, that's my fault.
Hello?
What is it, Aunt Ina? Well, Aunt Ina, all you got to do is just loosen the bandage. No, I am not coming all the way over there just to loosen an ace bandage for you. You can do it yourself. You just stick your finger down there and pull. Hey, would you do me a favor? Just take a couple of aspirin and go to bed. Lord, that old crackpot. Why am I always her Patsy anyhow? She knows I'm on my feet at work all day. She knows I've had Philip on my hands all week.
I hope I haven't been any trouble, Eunice.
Phil, stop apologizing all the time.
Eunice? Hey, are you upset with me about something?
Why should I be upset with you, Phil? You send us money. You even hired detectives when Bubba run off.
The least I could do. I'm just sorry we couldn't find him.
My point is, Phil, you've been just wonderful.
Eunice, now come on. Tell me. What's the matter?
Oh, honestly, Phil, I shouldn't have to tell you anything. It should be perfectly obvious to you. Did Talia Shire have to go to Francis Ford Coppola and beg him for a job in The Godfather? I'll bet you my bottom dollar she didn't. I'll bet you Francis Ford came to her and he said, Talia, I have this great new part in my picture. And since you are talented and since you are my sister, I'm going to give you first crack at it. But no, that never occurred to you, did it?
Now, Eunice, I would love to be able to do that.
But, there's a but coming out of that mouth.
The but is, Eunice, there is no part you fit. You see, it takes place in India. All the characters
write
are Indian.
Something in. You promised me when you first went to New York, you said you'd write a whole play for me.
I can't think of a way to put a new character in the
Phil,
story
don't you
without
understand?
changing.
It's now or never. Isn't it time you did something for me?
Oh, now, Eunice, that's not fair. You know, I waited for you to show up in New York for the longest time. You never showed up.
I couldn't do that then. I had responsibilities. I had Ed and I had the boy.
Okay. Come on to L.A. You can stay with me. And I'll help you find a job until you can start getting some small parts, and then...
Small parts?
Who knows?
I ain't got time for small parts. I gotta make it now, don't you understand? I gotta make it big. I've been wasting enough time my whole life just taking care of other people. It was a release for me when Ed ran off with that waitress. I don't know where the hell Bubba is, and pretty soon Billy's gonna be out of my hair, and don't you understand? I'm free now. I'm free except for Mama, and, well, I got it all figured out. Ellen can take care of her.
Nobody has to take care of me. Not you, not Ellen, not anybody. You go on, leave me here. Go on off to California and make an ass out of yourself.
It's a joke the way you constantly try to grind me under your heel. That's my call. That's my call, oh, please. Hello? Who? Bubba? Bubba, is that you? Where are you? Oh, I see. Is that why you're calling me on the phone, to tell me you're not going to tell me where you are?
You let me talk to that boy.
You butt out, old lady. Do you have any idea how much money I've had to scrape together to try to find you? I even had to borrow from your Uncle Phil, and how do you think that makes me feel, huh? Well, how the hell do you expect me to sound? I haven't heard from you in almost a year. I don't expect any consideration from you, but you might have at least thought about your grandma, but never once in your whole life have you ever thought about anybody else's feelings. Don't you dare shout at me, Bubba Higgins.
I wished I'd answered the phone.
Oh, then everything would have been all right. Huh?
Well, I'm not saying that, Eunice, but at least I would have found out where the boy was.
I asked him where he was.
I wonder what he wanted.
Money, probably. That's enough. That's enough about that phone call. Neither one of you heard that boy's tone of voice. Well, if he thinks he's going to call me up and rake me over the coals, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of being upset.
You never did know how to handle Bubba.
What the hell do you know about raising kids anyway? Your whole method is to slap them down as soon as they try to do something.
All I have ever tried to do is to pound some sense into your head, Missy. And now at your age, you think you're going to fly out of here and take Hollywood by storm.
Lots of actresses get late starts. Look at Thelma Ritter.
Thelma Ritter was born talented.
Well, so was I. Didn't I recite High Wassa when I was 5 years old? Didn't I play the piano and sing the Alla Capri whenever company came over, and didn't everybody tell me how much they loved it?
Oh, Lord, Eunice, you were a little girl. What could we say? The truth is, it was agony for everybody.
Oh, God! Oh, Phil, I could make it big in the movies. Couldn't I, Phil, with the right direction,
Well,
huh?
Eunice,
Stop trying to mess up Philip's life the way you've messed up your own. Face it, Eunice, you missed the boat.
You missed the boat. That's why you're so vicious and bitter and dried up.
Jerry and Dorothy are expecting me around 7:30.
Fine, Phil, fine. Go on to Jerry and Dorothy. He won't help me. I'll find another way.
Well, he sure as hell ain't gonna take a lush like you to Hollywood and introduce you around.
You act like you never had a beer.
I know when to stop it.
So do I. I don't need this. I can quit any damn time I want to. See, Mama? See? See that?
Oh, my Lord!
Oh, now what?
When it's way after 7, we're missing the Jungle movie.
Oh, Mama, why didn't you say something earlier? This is supposed to be a classic.
I hope we haven't missed the whole dang thing. Well, I sure would like to know how she keeps that hairdo out there in the middle of the jungle.
So would I. Would you look at that dress she's got on? There ain't a smudge on it.
I swanny.
What is it?
Oh, it's just a little old crick. It'll be all right.
Is that thing back?
It'll be fine.
Let me rub it.
Well, I don't need
Mama,
to rub
there
it.
is no sense in both of us being up all night.
Well,
You want the Ben Gay?
I don't need no Ben Gay. I'll be just fine. That feels real nice.
Would you look at that? They are running for their lives in the middle of the jungle, and they're stopping for a love scene.
I tell you what, you wouldn't catch me stopping for that, being chased by 2 Nazis and a pack of dogs. Could you die?
It's one of the dumbest movies I think I have ever seen. I should direct.
Unice will continue.
Ellen, don't look at the house. I haven't had a chance to clean it up or anything.
Oh, I don't care. You should see Bruce's dance. I told him, Bruce, you are just like a little pig, wallowing around in there in that pig pen. But he won't even let me move a paper clip.
Is anybody hungry? I can fix us something to eat.
Don't bother. I'm not really hungry. I'll just have some coffee. But I can make it.
I can make it. I can handle making coffee. It'll have to be instant. Still, you won't decaffeinated or anything?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Oh, I didn't think to get a jar for you, Phil. What with everything?
Listen, regular coffee will be fine.
They put too much rouge on her.
Oh, I thought she looked lovely, didn't you, Phil?
No, I just thought she looked dead.
All right, fine, Phil. We know she was dead. I loved what they did with her hair. Mama should have worn it that way all the time.
They parted it on the wrong side.
Quite a nice little eulogy, I thought.
That man just rattled it off without an ounce of feeling, like he had a train to catch.
I suppose we all ought to be thankful to Aunt Ina for putting a stop to it by falling off her chair.
I shouldn't laugh. That little folded chair made such a crack when she sat down. I thought I was going to die. Did you see the look on that minister's face? Oh, stop it, Eunice. It isn't funny. Stop. Poor Eva.
It's all right to laugh, Eunice. Mama would have laughed.
Oh, but Aunt Ina really was hurt, Ellen. She was... For a minute there, I thought she was going to roll down the hill.
And Ina's no string bean. And I knew the minute I saw those little tiny old folding chairs, I thought she better not sit down. How could I say exactly? She is all right, isn't she, Phil?
Oh, yes, I think she was more frightened than anything else.
Well, that little stunt Aunt Ina pulled at least kept me from having to take her to pay her respects to Uncle Vern, but just means I'm going to have to cart her out there another day.
Might as well throw out this cream of wheat, Eunice. Nobody ever ate it but Mama.
Oh, no, wait, Ellen, don't bother. I'll clean up later. Well, it's only my second can.
Fine, Unice. Ma, it is going to seem strange for a while. Seeing the old place without Mama in it. You know, that old clock was really lovely. I never appreciated it when I was little. It was just that noisy old clock. Unice, you remember how you always hated it?
Did I? I kind of like it now.
Bill?
Oh.
I hope you're going to stay around long enough to see Bruce when he gets back from his convention. Come over for dinner? Or maybe go to the country club. I want to show you all.
Isn't it a little early to be asking Phil how long he's going to be staying?
Well, I'll ask him whenever you think it's appropriate. Eunice, when should I ask him?
I really don't know how long I'll be here, Ellen. It sort of depends on how long Eunice wants me around.
Well, you don't have to stay any longer than you have to on my account. I wasn't even with her when she died. A cold-blooded nurse just called me up from the hospital and told me like she was announcing the time of day.
Eunice, there was nothing you could have done. The Lord wanted her, and he took her. Isn't that right, Phil?
Oh, yes.
And it's a mercy she went quickly, Eunice. And after all, we all have to go sometime. Right, Phil?
No, I don't really think so.
I thought when I saw Mama lying in that coffin, I thought, well, she's with Daddy and with her old friends. What do you think, Phil?
I thought we should have had her frozen.
Phil, honestly, what is the matter with you?
That's what I thought, Ellen. I thought we should have put her in the deep freeze as soon as she died, and then someday in the future she could be revived, and then she could be made young again, and she could live forever as a young girl, because nobody would ever have to die then. That's what I thought. You asked me what I thought, that's what I thought.
Phil, your crackpot observations are cute most of the time, but on a day like today, they're disgusting.
And the thought of Mama living forever is pretty grisly. So gloomy. Mama's probably sitting up there looking down at us with our long faces and laughing. Isn't that right, Phil?
I find it hard to picture.
Eunice, you know what you ought to do? Get yourself a pet. My little sequin is the greatest comfort to me.
What's the use? The pet would only run off or die on me, and I can't take another heartache.
Well, fine.
I used up all the love for anything in the animal kingdom on Fluffy.
Because I was never as fond of that rabbit as you were.
I used to think about him every day in school. And I'd say to myself, hurry up 3 o'clock, hurry up 3 o'clock, because pretty soon I can run home to Fluffy. And one day I run home to him and he wasn't there.
I know, it was dreadful. Eunice, you know what you ought to do? You ought to get yourself a nice little apartment. Get yourself some new furniture. There's a lovely new development over on Sycamore. I believe they even allow pets.
Would you stop shoving pets down my throat? And stop trying to get me out of here, and when I do move, it's going to be to Hollywood or to New York.
I just thought you'd want to stay in town. You got roots here. You got that wonderful job at the dime store. You want to be near the jail.
The jail? Why do I want to be near the jail? I'm never going near that jail again after the way Billy talked to me the last time I went to see him there. That's what you get when you have kids. They kick you right... Oh, who the hell can that be? I don't want to see anybody now. Ed.
Ah, there, Unice.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Why, Ed, what a surprise.
Hi, Ellen. Long time no see. Phil? Ed? I'm sorry if this is a bad time, Eunice, but I drove in from Lee Summit to go to the funeral, but the little guy at the gate there told me that you had long gone and your mama had already been, so I thought it'd be all right if I could.
Ed.
Yeah, in the flesh. You're looking fine, Eunice. You all are, Ellen. Hey, Phil, I read about you in the movie section of the papers all the time. Living out there in California with the hippies, huh?
How you doing, Ed?
Oh, still in there plugging away. I'm about to take the big plunge and open up my own hardware store in Lee Summit.
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Yeah,
Phil,
let's just take a little toddle around the block. They probably want to be alone.
I'll be seeing you later then, right?
Right.
Yes. It's good seeing you, Phil.
Oh, it's good seeing you, Ed. Yeah.
I'm real sorry about your mama, Eunice.
Thank you, Ed.
She was one of those people I didn't think would ever go. Too darn stubborn, you know what I mean? Eunice, I know you and I have had a lot of bad times, but I thought I ought to drop by and pay my respects. Besides, you and I can still be friends, don't you think?
Oh, Ed, I don't think so, no. I think there has been too much said and too much done.
Yeah, I guess so, but I still couldn't help think, you know.
Maybe if you want some coffee.
I think a beer might hit the spot.
Hi.
You haven't changed one iota, Eunice. Your hair's different. It's nice. I like it.
I had it fixed especially for the funeral. I don't like it.
Look at me. I've gotten bald, just like my daddy.
You look about the same, Ed.
Seems funny your mama not being here in this kitchen. You know, it's a great comfort to me to know that you and the boys were staying here. I guess I got to take my share of the blame for the way the boys turned out.
Your share, Ed? Meaning most of the blame is mine?
I didn't mean that. And I'm sorry I couldn't help you out more financially.
Please, Ed, I don't want to discuss it.
I walked out on a good thing like a damn fool. I guess I was at that restless stage.
Ed, please. I just don't want to talk about it. You were inconsiderate and you were cruel and you put me through torment, so let's change the subject. I gave up my whole life for you. I gave up a career for you, and you thanked me by snubbing your nose at me, so that's all there is to it. Enough said.
Well, can't we see each other once in a while, though, Eunice? I mean, maybe have dinner, or have a beer, or talk?
What on earth could we possibly have to talk about?
Well, lots of stuff, Eunice. We used to talk a lot, share our dreams, and we had so much in common.
Well,
Eunice, I know it can never be the same between us, but you can at least let me win your friendship back, ain't you?
Ed, I don't know.
Please, Eunice. It would mean a lot to me.
Ed, it would take weeks, maybe months, of you coming around again and taking me out to dinner and to movies and proving yourself all over again.
I'd be willing to do that. Okay?
All right. All right. I tell you what, why don't you just give me a few days, to kind of get myself together, and then call me up.
All right, I will.
All right.
All right. Oh, and Eunice, keep your fingers crossed that I get this store.
Uh-huh.
And it's only going to cost $5,000, but I got to raise it by next week. The guy that runs the store now has kind of let it run down. But I know I can make that place zing.
Oh, Ed, you sound just the way you did when I first met you, all fired up like that. King of hardware.
I'll tell you, this place is going to make money. Eunice, you think it's something that Phil might be interested in getting in on?
I don't know, Ed. Why don't you ask him?
I think I will. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all drive to Lee Summit now? It'll only take about an hour. We'll check out the location, pick up Claudia, and then go out and eat somewhere.
Claudia?
Yeah, I guess I'm a damn fool, but I jumped right back into the frying pan. Claudia's a good sport, but a little pessimistic,
So you got yourself married again.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Eunice. Of course, it's not high romance. Not our age, I kid. But I'll tell you, Claudia sure get a kick out of meeting Phil.
I'm really very tired.
Oh, sure, Eunice. Maybe we could all have dinner one night this week, though, huh?
Sure. Should I tell Phil to bring his checkbook, or would you prefer cash?
Wait a minute, Eunice. I didn't bring it up because
I think you better leave, Ed.
Well, I will, but I mean, I wouldn't have brought it up if I
Ed.
didn't think it was a good thing.
I saw that fabric. I had to have it from our wicker chairs. Hi, we're back.
Oh, well, I've barged in on your bereavement long enough. Goodbye, Helen. Bye, Phil. Ed. So maybe I'll give you a ring tomorrow.
Bye, Ed.
Bye, Eunice.
My. Wasn't that a surprise?
Why did I marry that man? I should have married Duke Reeves when I had the chance. I could have been the wife of the president of Reeves Insurance.
But you might not have been happy, Eunice. Mama had such interesting old pieces, didn't she? Particularly this lamp.
You want me to wrap it for you?
What do you mean?
Ever since we got home from the funeral, you have been trying to get your hands on Mama's stuff. The clock, the lamp, you want the silverware, too?
Take it easy, Eunice. I thought you hated that clock anyway.
God, you take the cake. You don't waste a second, do you? Mama barely cold in her grave, and here you are trying to strip the whole house. I'm surprised you didn't bring a moving van over here with you.
Look, sister dear, I know you've had a rough day, but that doesn't mean I have to take this. I took enough when we were kids.
What the hell did you ever have to take when we were kids? I'm the one you always cheated and lied to all our life.
I would like to think it was grief doing this to you, Eunice, but let's face it, you've been acting this way all your life. You are an embarrassment to be around. You always have been. No wonder your husband and kids headed for the hills.
Well, it's just too bad that mealy-mouthed simp you married didn't head for the hills. I guess you thought you'd be married to a big shot by now, didn't you, sister dear? And now look at you, stuck with a cheesy little accountant in a two-bit tract house on the other side of town with those gaudy gleams all over the ceiling and 3 fake furs.
I should have clobbered you years ago.
Get out of my house.
This is not your house. This house belongs to the 3 of us, and don't you forget it.
Then get out of my sight.
And I have a bulletin for you about your precious Fluffy. You remember the day he disappeared? Well, Toots, that wasn't fried chicken we had for dinner that night. I told him we'd have a nice visit. I want him...
Murderers! Cannibals!
We didn't do it. Mama did it. She was sick and tired of cleaning up after that rabbit, so she took it to the butcher and had it skinned and cleaned.
Oh, my God! Fluffy! No! Fluffy! Fluffy!
Oh, for heaven's sake, Eunice. If we hadn't eaten him, the damn rabbit would be dead of old age by now anyway.
You knew about this?
Well, after it was all over, Eunice, but Mama didn't want to upset you, so she made me promise that I wouldn't say anything.
Mama? Mama?
Eunice.
Mama, where are you? Where are you, Mama? Are you here, Mama? Where are you, Mama?
Eunice, come on.
Where are you,
Hey.
Mama? I'm gonna tell you, Mama. Where are you?
Eunice,
I'm gonna find you. Get out of my way, Mama. Mama, I'm gonna find you and then I'm gonna kill you. Where are you, Mama? Mama, you rabbit killer. Where are you? Mama, where are you? Mama!
Yes, Eunice. I'm afraid so.
She left me. She left me alone, and I am nothing. I'm so nothing, I was ready to take Ed back. Can you believe it? That poor fish. That poor frightened fish, and I'm just like him. I have done nothing with my life.
Oh, now you've done lots of things.
Oh, don't humor me.
No, I'm not. Come on, Eunice. Here, sit up here. Come on. There.
I want my mama. Oh, Phil. What am I going to do with my life?
Well, you can do anything you want to do. Still be an actress?
Yeah, I'm too old, Phil. I'm certainly too old to be an actress. Probably never could have anyhow. Mama was right about that, too.
No. She's dead, Eunice. Don't you think you might stop listening to her? Anyway, I always thought you could have if you'd just given it a try.
It's so easy for you, isn't it, Phil, to spout advice about trying from your ivory tower. You never had to go through what I had to go through. You never had the responsibilities I had. You never had the commitments. And you never had the heartaches I had either. So, you just led your own carefree, merry, selfish life.
Eunice, what do you know about my life? You have never even let me finish a sentence. All right, maybe I was selfish. Maybe I should have taken more care of Mama. Maybe I'll always wonder about that. But Eunice, my life has not always been so merry and carefree. You want to hear about it? Huh? You want to hear about disappointment and failure, fear, about rejection slips? You want to hear about being down to your last 75 cents? And just casually dropping in on somebody you hardly know just because it might be dinner time? And trying to act like you don't give a damn the whole time?
Well, that's not what
No, shut up and listen. And I've had a few heartaches, too, Eunice. You want to hear about them? Are you the slightest bit interested?
Oh, just a minute,
No. You wait just a minute. Suppose my life was as merry and carefree as you think it was. What's that got to do with your life? And suppose I was the most selfish man in the world. How does that stop you from doing anything?
Because never once did you ever try to help me in
Eunice, I have always been willing to help you. You've never done anything.
Well, I couldn't have had Ed and that, Mama.
Damn it, Eunice, that's just an excuse, and you know it. Yes, it is. You'll always find some excuse. Eunice, you have never tried to do anything you wanted to do because you were afraid you would fail. Now, that's the truth. Face it. Stop blaming everybody else. And if you really want to be an actress, take a chance. Stick your neck out. Get off your butt and do it. Well, move to L.A. for starters. Stay with me.
Oh, Phil, it's all so impossible now.
So what? Eunice, people are doing impossible things all the time. Hey, come with me. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, just pack up and let's go.
Tomorrow? I can't go with you tomorrow.
Well, sure you can. What's holding you here?
Well, I can't do that. I got my job. I can't quit my job like that.
Why not?
You mean it, Phil?
Of course I do.
Well, wouldn't I be in your way?
Hey, it's a big house.
Oh, Phil, is it awful to be talking like this on the day of Mama's funeral?
I don't think so.
Tomorrow? You mean move out there tomorrow?
Hey, when are you going to get a better offer?
Oh, Phil. I'm going to do it.
Oh, great.
I'm going to do it.
Great.
What the hell have I got to keep me here anyhow?
Right, great. Let's start packing,
All
huh?
right.
Okay.
Oh, I got to go downstairs and get my suitcases and dust them off, and I better clean out the icebox. I got to call that store and tell them I'm not coming back. Oh, Phil, you mean just leave the house and everything?
Sure, let Ellen sell it.
Well, all right. Hated the thing anyhow. Go on and pack.
You want me to bring up some suitcases from the basement?
No, that's all right. I'll get them. I got to clean out the icebox first. All right. Oh, at long last, Unice is going to Hollywood. Come on. Hello, Ain't Ina? It's me. Yeah, I'm just calling you up to tell you that I'm going with Phillip tomorrow. I'm leaving town. Hollywood. For forever. Well, ain't Ina, because that's the place to go. It's going to be an actress. No, I'm not out of my mind. Well, all right, so I'll go out there and I'll be a big flop. Thank you very much. Ain't Ina, you want to know something about yourself? Your biggest kick in life is taking the wind out of everybody's sails. Well, of course I care about how you're feeling. How you feeling, ain't Ina? No, you didn't break your back when you fell off that chair. You probably just pulled a muscle. Why don't you put a heating pad on it? Well, I can't come over there now and put a heating pad on it for you. I told you I got a million things to do here. I'm leaving them. Well, ain't Ina, don't get hysterical. Look, I tell you what, I'll come over and pick you up and bring you over here, and then I can finish up what I have to do tonight, and then I can rub you down with some Bengay, and you'll be better in the morning. Well, if you're not, then I'll just take you to the doctor, and I can get you x-rayed, and... Well, I'll just tell Phillip to go on without me, and I'll join him in a few days. Uh-huh. No, it'll be all right. I'll put you in Mama's room. Uh-huh.
It's a whole new morning. Tomorrow, Bill Curtis interviews Ted Kennedy on the new CBS Morning News. Tonight on the CBS Late Movie, Quincy is stumped by 4 mummified bodies found in an attic. Then, Columbo investigates an art critic's inheritance of a valuable collection on the CBS Late Movie.
The preceding program was recorded before a live audience.